Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of appropriate ages, this is the Daily Deucey podcast. Today is February 25th, Thursday? Wednesday? Tuesday? Thursday? Thursday. Pretty sure it's Thursday. Beautiful day out. Again, yesterday's audio was atrocious. I have tested things out. We should be good to go. I was backing up one of my drives, and I thought it wasn't going to have an issue with the USB. But that was stupid because it was going to one of the USB drives, so that really forked the audio, and I had good audio for maybe 2 weeks now, so I stopped fucking testing it before each stream, and I learned that lesson, so always test your shit, because I don't even monitor it. I really don't want to wear, like, headphones, but I may end up having to go there. I got to do that in, like, interview potty waddies, because I can't have it coming through the speakers, but we'll figure it out. And I tried on my Bluetooth ones, and it fucking did not work. Anywho, hopefully technology that does work. Close encounter. UFO mystery deepens as American Airlines doesn't deny spotting and says, talk to the FBI. Oh, my Lord. American Airlines has not ruled out that one of its jets encountered an apparent UFO over New Mexico last weekend. The passenger airline today verified a radio transmission from Flight 2292, Cincinnati to Phoenix at around 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday, which heard a pilot claim the unidentified object was flying right on top of them. Because we're getting to fucking go time on aliens, or at least some sort of breakthrough on next level technology, which is probably going to be a problem either way, because if it turns out that the government has had all this, so that's like the running kind of idea, right? Like the government has all this shit that they just don't tell us about and whatever. But then, like, if you think about that, like, who the fuck are those people to tell us what we can and can't fucking see? So it's going to be a bit of an issue if we all of a sudden find out that Space Force was an actual thing. Like, that is a going, like, theory going around that most in, like, major industrial countries have a pretty much like firm base in outer space right now, and that there's much more kind of interstellar, like back and forth to the moon and local planets movement than people actually know, and there's like actual generals and shit that live up there. I don't know about all that. I feel that shit would have got leaked a long time ago, but like it's either that or it's aliens, because like this pilot here, Steve Douglas, an experienced radio interceptor and blogger named Deep Black Horizon, which is kind of lame, but claims to have heard the strange transmission while recording from his arsenal of scanners. Do you have any targets up here? We just had something go right over us, over the top of us, the pilot said in the radio transmission. I hate to say this, but it looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast. It went right over the top of us. Speaking to Fox News in a statement, American Airlines verified the transmission, but said the channel should contact the FBI for additional information. Jesus, what does that mean? The U.S. Sun has also contacted the FBI for further comment. Following a debrief with our flight crew and additional information we received, we can confirm this radio transmission was from American Airlines Flight 2292 on February 21st. The mysterious incident occurred at 36,000 feet yesterday during a flight between Cincinnati and Phoenix. The strange encounter, which happened in a remote region west of Des Moines, involved American Airlines Flight 2292 and Airbus A302. The plane was apparently traveling at 406 miles per hour at the time. Okay, so New Mexico is home to the White Sands Missile Range. Let's see. Scott Stearns of the range said no tests took place and pointed out there's a distance of around 400 miles between that and the northern eastern New Mexico. This comes after a string of strange incidents involving UFO-like objects flying closer to passenger jets in 2018 and 2019. Again, you could talk about the General Fravor thing. This shit bugs me out, dude, because it's either advanced technology that we have and we are using, and most people don't know about it, which is one thing. I think people could wrap their heads around that a little more than the alternative, which is there are other beings flying shit around our fucking airspace. And I don't know if the military can even do anything about it. Like, if you go into kind of more in depth than this, like, they were going 400. The thing went over them and jetted. Like, it was just gone. And the same thing with General Fravor. Like, he was flying a jet, dude. And this supposed object blocked his radar and basically was there in 1 second and jetted. I think it dropped like 30,000 feet within a second. So, like, this isn't like, I mean, the U.S. Sun's like not really a great thing, but most of this stuff is getting reported in the major mainstream media, which means it's like almost definitely coming close to time where the aliens are coming. Somebody who probably is an alien or reptilian person is Logan Paul. Logan Paul NFTs sell $3.5 million worth on first day of release. So I'll kind of touch on a couple things real quick on this. First of all, I kind of love Logan Paul. I listen to the podcast they do, Impulsive, with Mike Majlak and some other fucking people I don't really even know. And honestly, they're really funny and they're pretty decent kids. Like, he gets a bad rap for a couple of the stupid things he did, but the kids are really smart. He's actually a good kid, and the podcast is hilarious. So today's Daily Deucey podcast is sponsored by the Impulsive podcast. Check them out with Logan Paul. Now, also, we'll start here. Logan Paul sells $3.5 million worth of non-fungible tokens on first day of release. The popular YouTuber launched his line of NFTs last week in collaboration with Bondly, the polka dot-based decentralized products ecosystem. Logan Paul enlists help from Pokemon. Despite being a relatively unknown small cap project, Bondly focuses on innovative ways for users to buy and sell digital assets. Bondly's mission is to make digital payments secure, interoperable, and capable of scaling for global use. The Bondly ecosystem encompasses several blah, 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 blah. The Logan Paul NFTs are part of a promotion to win first edition Pokemon packs. 3 lucky winners will get flown out to California to take part in a live unboxing, which is in 2 days from now. This includes express PSA grading of the cards and NFT minted especially for the pack winners. Okay, so let's get more into NFTs here. I'll go into this, but NFTs are non-fungible tokens, which is basically a crypto coin that all these celebrities and more people, companies, and organizations will start to put out. And it's actually the same thing that I had mentioned in a previous article when AC Milan put out their own crypto coin. So you're going to put these coins out, and I probably still have the text messages to my college roommate, Eric, because I had texted him like a year or 2 years, maybe months ago, whatever. But I was like, there should be like a fame stock market. And I think there actually is, like the Hollywood stock market or some shit like that. There's some website for it. But I always thought, like, you should be able to buy stock in celebrities that you think are going to get bigger and bigger. And again, short celebrities that you think are going to, go bad. But this is kind of the closest thing that we have to that. So these celebrities are going to start making their own crypto coins, these NFTs, the non-fungible tokens. And people are going to buy them to, A, support the people that they enjoy, but then you'll get shit from it too. So it's like a membership. So almost all these like membership clubs and shit like that, like even probably Marriott Rewards and all that shit, those are probably all going to get turned into non-fungible tokens. So you'll probably have like a Marriott coin that, the more you stay at Marriott, the more it'll go up and you'll be able to sell your coins. Like I went to actually buy one of these Logan Paul coins and I couldn't even buy it. Like they're all sold out. And I'm pretty sure it costs like 1 Ethereum, which is like fucking $1,700. But he sold $3.5 million worth of these coins on the first day. So this is something that's coming down the pipe real quick. Even Gary Vee's talking about the fucking tokens as well. Although NFTs attract controversy, this year has seen an explosion of interest in them. Last week, Christie's, the world's famous auction house, announced its first ever digital art NFT auction. The piece, called Every Days, the first 5,000 days, by renowned digital artist Mike Winkelmann, better known as Beeple, who the fuck? Jesus. Opens for bidding February 25th through March 11th. Commenting on the auction, Winkelmann pointed out NFTs are turning the traditional art world on its head. He said most haven't even grasped the scale of the shift taking place right now. It's been a lot to take in. The rabbit hole of possibilities that this is going to bring to the art world, I don't even think people are fully recognizing this is going to be massive, massive shift. Charles Hoskinson, the CEO of IOHK, reached out to rock legend Gene Simmons over the possibility of minting Kiss NFTs. Hoskinson sees this as an ideal opportunity to showcase the tokenization function. Yeah. So this is so you always say, like, well, people aren't spending Bitcoin. Like, what the fuck do we use Bitcoin for? What are we buying? So, like, you're not going to be buying shit in Bitcoin that much. It's going to be a larger scale thing like gold. But this is all blockchain and crypto. So this is all publicly verifiable. So your token will be non-fungible, which I'm pretty sure means that it's clearly identifiable. But no one else can take that token without you transferring it over on the blockchain. So this is the Hollywood fucking stock market, and we'll see where we end up from there. Actually, I didn't do a crypto update, so we'll do crypto update. Deucey crypto update, 1:14 p.m., 225. Bitcoin about even for the day at 49,803. Ethereum dropping a little bit, about 2.5%, 1597. Ripple's down about 1%. Doge back down 7%. Unfortunate. On to our local story here. Teaneck just banned facial recognition technology for police. Here's why. From NorthJersey.com, the town council just banned the use of facial recognition software by police in a unanimous vote, joining a nascent movement to banish technology that has been criticized as potentially biased. Even as private companies continue to create huge databases of images from social media and facial recognition is employed for surveillance and airport passenger screening, a growing body of evidence shows the algorithms do a poorer job of identifying women and Black and Asian faces. Interesting. In January, New Jersey Attorney General Gerber Gruelle barred police statewide from using a facial recognition app from a company called Clearview AI, which the New York Times report had amassed a database of billions of photos from sites like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. The company licenses its products to police departments. However, Teaneck is the first town in New Jersey to ban the controversial technology outright, said Councilman Keith Kaplan. Now is not the time to let this technology in our municipality. Some of the people being targeted have absolutely no connection to a crime and are incarcerated based on an algorithm. In 2019, Patterson resident Niger Parks was arrested for shoplifting in Woodbridge after police identified him using facial recognition software. But Parks was nowhere near Woodbridge at the time of the incident. He spent 10 days in jail and is now suing the city and its police department. He was one of several Black men who have been wrongly arrested based on faulty facial recognition software. So I just kind of want to touch on this because technology is coming down the pipe whether you like it or not. So this like banning of the facial recognition technology, it's probably not going to be forever. So I tend to lean on letting the technology work and kind of work its way through and manage it. So make sure you're not just blindly listening to it, but it has to learn. And the people need to learn how to use it as well. So that's why I don't love banning these kind of technologies. Now, if it is, now there is a report down here. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, a government agency, said that Black and Asian faces were 10 to 100 times more likely to be misidentified than Caucasian faces. So, I mean, listen, if it really does if it's not working, then it's not working. It's supposed to recognize faces and tell them who they are. So I don't think banning the technology, saying we're not going to bring the technology in until it's completely functional is one thing. But banning the technology from town, I feel like keeps it from kind of increasing in its functionality. You know, I was going to say, like, what is the actual misidentification numbers compared to Caucasian people and other rates? But if it really is 10 to 100 times more likely, there's like a core problem in there. And I'm pretty sure, like, when Facebook first started doing a lot of this facial recognition, like, if you look at the data that the early AI and facial recognition bots were given, it was mostly pictures of white people. So if it takes a while, and maybe I have no idea on the numbers or anything, maybe certain demographics are on Facebook less than Twitter, or on Instagram more than fucking LinkedIn. So I don't know that. So that's kind of dependent on where the data is coming from as well. But again, I don't love banning of it. Now, the ban on the technology is now largely symbolic. The town is just getting around to equipping all their officers with body cameras to increase transparency. Now, I'm going to just kind of comment on the body cameras and then we'll move on, but I don't understand why all the cops don't have body cameras now. Like, I know, like, maybe you need special technology, but you could have bought like a bunch of old shitty Android phones or iPhones and just have the cops keep it in their pockets with the camera on pretty much all the time. So for any town, especially the town the size of Teaneck, to not have body cameras, to me, is just irresponsible and unacceptable. Now, on to something that maybe Biden is doing that's acceptable. Biden administration to review supply chains causing PS5, Xbox, and graphics cards shortages. Interesting. President Joe Biden's administration has signed an executive order pledging to review the supply chain issues that have led to PS5, Xbox, and graphics card shortages. As reported by NBC News, President Biden is looking into the gaps in America's supply chains amid the pandemic. The 100-day review will look into vulnerabilities and improvements in supply chains for pharmaceuticals, rare earth minerals, semiconductor chips, and large-capacity batteries. It will focus on increasing production within the U.S. Okay, so wait a second. So that's a little loaded topic. So he's looking into the supply chains for pharmaceuticals, rare earth minerals, semiconductor chips, and large capacity batteries. So he will focus on increasing the production within the U.S. as well as strengthening ties with those exporting the products involved. Biden made it clear that it won't be an immediate fix for shortages, but should help stop similar products in the future. The semiconductor shortage has caused major game delays from PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan. So, as much as I do like that he's getting involved in these kind of things, I don't know if he's really even going to have any teeth on this. Most of this stuff comes from China, and China is China are. See, that's the damn British thing. China is or China are. If you're using China as a singular group, it's China is, like Johnny is. Anyhow, the 100-day review will look into the vulnerabilities on these particular things. Now, pharmaceuticals, rare earth minerals are kind of big things, and the one thing I'm hoping that this isn't going to do is just reboot everything in China and continue to make all our shit over there. Now, again, to be fair, it does say that they want to focus on increasing production within the U.S. So, again, and I will end with this. I will always be fair. If President Biden and also President Kamala get things done and things turn around and, like, the people on the right were wrong, by all means, let's go with it. If these things work out, great. If he starts massive production of semiconductors and pharmaceuticals and batteries within America so we don't have to rely on these foreign countries like we did after fucking Corona, that would be great as well. So let's fucking go get them, President Jojo and soon to be President Harris. Adios.